My finger is hovering over the F2 button because I know I'm going to be prompted to press F2 to interrupt the BIOS sequence, which will allow us to kind of peek into the BIOS, determine how it's configured, and see if it has found that disk drive from which we want it to boot. It's on the, there's my BIOS settings prompt. I'm pressing F2. Once again, now we're going to go look at the boot option of the BIOS. Most BIOSes look more or less like this. Okay, boot, drive order. Okay, it's found it. There's my disk drive. I think that's the right one. I know I don't want, okay, I think I see 4 drives. I see an ST drive, I see 2 DVD drives, and my Maxtor drive. I don't want to boot from my Maxtor drive, so I think it's set up to boot the way I want. I'm going to click F10, and it says save and exit, so we're doing that. It's rebooting. Once again, this time I think it will boot from the device that we had hoped to find. There's my BIOS splash screen. I'm not going to interrupt the BIOS this time. Let's see if it finds my external USB disk drive and offers the menu as we expected. Here comes Grub. Okay, it should now boot up. Yeah, that's the menu I expected. I can see Windows as an option. My old Linux from my original drive is on there, and my main Linux is on there. Let's see, PC Linux OS 2012. Booting it up. Should be coming from that disk drive. Yep, that disk drive is flashing. It's the right one. I can see the light on the external disk drive is flashing. So we are booting from the drive we had expected to use. Booting the system. It should come up with a brand new default, basically unconfigured PC Linux OS now, for the first time running from that hard disk drive. I could have booted to Windows. I could have booted to any of the existing operating systems from that menu, but here I am. It's asking me for my time zone information, and it suggests Chicago, which happens to be correct for me. Asks me whether I want to use local time or UTC time, and I like local time, so I'm clicking on Next. It's asking me to set the root or administrator password, and I'm going to do that by entering the password I usually use for root. And it makes me type it in twice. I'll use that password from now on whenever I want to do administrative things on this machine, so I need to remember it. Clicking Next. Asks me to enter the name of any other user. Yeah, I'm going to put myself in here. And it asks me for a password. Use my personal password for this. And I have to put that in twice. So now, it knows about me, and it knows about root, and it allows me to sign in. I'm signing in as me, as just a regular user. It should now paint my Linux desktop and offer to me the various options related to my hardware devices and popular default applications and system utilities. Here we are. Please update your system. It lets me know I need to do some updating. That's true. I do need to do some updating. PC Linux OS is a rolling release providing security and frequent software through updates and repositories. Please do a full update of your system at least twice a month. It tells me how to do it. I'll take you through all that. We're going to use using the Synaptic Package Manager. We do know about that. Here's some help on how to update. Keeping it up to date, that's all very important, and it really is. Okay, here's my desktop, and it looks like it's working.